Did you know Trust Fintech's advanced GST compliance software, designed to reconcile the ITC up to 97%, accurately eliminating the challenges of manual Excel reconciliation of IMS versus to be versus purchase register. Trust Fintech's innovative GST compliance software will deliver the reconciliation results into 20 plus buckets versus 4 to 5 buckets of average of what peers provide. Trust Fintech tool is also designed to help you stay ahead. It analyzes your own GST filed data to assess the potential of future GST notices. This allows you to take necessary actions in advance and prevent such notices from occurring. Trust Fintech is one of the most affordable GST compliance solution. ISO 9001 to 7001 and ACMMI Level 5 certified company. With the global footprints of 25 plus countries, we are committed to make your GST compliance simpler, smarter, affordable and efficient. Thank you for watching.
Hello everyone, warm welcome to the SoftGST webinar organized by Trust Fintech Limited. For today's session, our speaker is Mr. Nitin Paliwal sir. He is a General Marketing Manager at Trust Fintech Limited. With his deep insight, today's session will be both informative and engaging. Over to you, Nitin sir.
Thank you, Ranjit. I hope I'm also audible.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Sure. So we can continue in English or any other preference, Hindi or Marathi?
Sir, we can continue both in Hindi and English also.
Okay, chalega. Okay, sure. Yeah, I hope now even my screen is also shared and visible to all of you.
Yes.
Right. So आज का जो हमारा सेशन है that is on GST and that is to be specifically for the BFSI segment. So usually I think I mean in today's session multiple different region banks has joined and they have like their own size and type of setup. What I mean to say like type and size in the sense like some few banks may have their presence in multi-state also, and few may have only restricted up to the single state, and then according to like in terms of facility also, so few are having like their own ATM networks, and because all this will decide their type of like required data for generating the regular GSTR compliances, and even yeah, there are multiple formats also. That is totally depend on like what type of organization within like banking also you have. For example, like agar aap multi-state presence hai, तो GSTR 6 is also one of the regularly and monthly compliance need to be filed in case of multi-state presence, which in fact I mean introduced in 2017 onwards, but then now currently it is mandatory from the government side also. अभी तक हालांकि starting से 2017 से ही GSTR 6 was there in picture, but now government has strictly I mean इसके ऊपर में एक strict बोलना चाहिए या एक compulsion भी कर रहा है कि that now GSTR 6 for ISD is necessarily need to be like comply by all such banking entity or organization who are having multi-state presence also, right? So हम लोग पूरा का पूरा process देखेंगे, but it depends like जैसा जिसका banking structure हो, according to that they can adopt those compliance information. Typically every month GSTR 1 and 3B are the common. यह तो हर महीने हर organization को लगना ही लगना है, but then additionally GSTR 6 will be required for those BFSI organization who are having a multi-state presence, right? So what exactly our solution offer and why we are saying this is exclusively for the BFSI segment. हमने जो solution design किया है ये exclusively BFSI segment के लिए है. ये इस point of view से मैं कह रहा हूँ because here we have a provision to import like NPCI channel alt acquire and issuer transaction also to get prepare the GSTR1 and even to compute the ITC so that we can properly address those in GSTR 3B also, right? So all ये सारे components जो है वो typically we have considered. Secondly, banking में 50% ITC, few like who are taking the 100% ITC, there they have taking 100 while taking the 100% ITC, they have the proportionate rule also, and as per their cells, and those who are I mean standardly follow the 50% of ITC. So सारे provision जो है 50% या फिर proportionate to the sales वो सारे भी system में हम लोगों ने configurable रखे हुए हैं so that that is also possible. Then typically like banking industry की practices है कि whenever they pay the vendors payment, so that is usually at the like जब वो vendor payment करते हैं तभी they are booking the purchase or expense entry, and while booking the purchase entry again here also like TDS will be get attracted. तो ये सारे components on the features जो है that we typically consider in our GST solution, right? So right from the GSTR1, GSTR3B, GSTR6, that is the monthly regular compliances, and then annual, that is GSTR9, 9A, 9C. Those are also available in the features. And then apart from this, like to properly get generate the GSTR 3B, हमारा GSTR 3B भी properly generate हो उसके लिए before proceeding for the GSTR 3B, the most important and the most critical activity, that is a reconciliation in between the GSTR 2B and purchase. And nowadays recently अब गवर्नमेंट ने एक और चैनल बोलना चाहिए या फिर एक और ऑप्शन अवेलेबल करके दे दिया है, दैट इज IMS, इनवॉइस मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम. बाय दिस IMS सिस्टम नाउ वी आर रिसीविंग our purchase bills इन एडवांस, बिकॉज अभी तक GSTR 2B डाउनलोड होने के बाद ही हमको GSTR 2B जो है वो डेटा अवेलेबल होता था, दैट इज द नेक्स्ट मंथ आफ्टर 11th, राइट? बट नाउ थ्रू IMS in next 48 hours you will get available your purchase I mean your basically your purchase record and your supplier sales record on IMS module. So IMS के through भी reconciliation. So IMS purchase and GSTR 2B, this combination of reconciliation also we have in our solution. तो ये पूरा का पूरा जो typical exercise that we need to do on month to month basis, for that we have a complete solution. So let's start with a GSTR1. GSTR1 में हमको क्या क्या required है या हमको GSTR1 प्रिपरेशन में यूजुअली क्या क्या डेटा लगने वाला है, एंड व्हाट टाइप ऑफ डिफिकल्टीज यूजुअली दैट BFSI has been facing, right? So completely a browser based application that we are offering in a brand name of SoftGST, and typically as per the users roles and rights, जैसा भी आप users को किसी I mean like in your account section or in your tax section you have multiple users, but like few users are involved in the preparation of compliance or data verification activity only, and few are involved for the GST I mean returns related data uploading on a GST server और रिटर्न फाइलिंग एक्टिविटी. सो जैसा भी जिसका राइट्स रहेगा अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट यू कैन create a multiple user also. Now in SoftGST application for GSTR1, typically जब हम बैंकिंग सेक्टर की बात करते हैं तो GSTR1 में the most important or the voluminous data for the GSTR1 is coming directly from the CBS सिस्टम. सो CBS में जो भी ब्रांच लेवल पे मल्टीपल डिफरेंट इनकम हेड्स के अंडर में हम लोगों के ट्रांजैक्शंस परफॉर्म होते हैं, फॉर एग्जांपल लाइक डे टू डे we are doing the RTGS transaction, we are doing the NEFT transaction, we are preparing a DDs, we may like have a lockers, so लॉकर्स का भी रेंट आ रहा है, देन वी आर प्रोसेसिंग लोन एप्लीकेशंस आल्सो, सो लोन प्रोसेसिंग और एप्लीकेशन फीस आल्सो वी आर receiving from the applicant. So all these different heads incomes are need to be reported in a GSTR1, right? So ये जो पूरा GSTR1 में लगने वाला इनकम रिलेटेड ट्रांजैक्शंस है, ये डेटा आप मुझे as it is, I mean, as it is, if you provide to our solution, so we have a provision to import the data in our system. So import key provision we have. Now for import, definitely we require the data in a specific or typical format. अगर आप एक specific format में हमको जो हमारा template format है, अगर हमको आप उस template format में data available करके देते हैं, तो we have the provision to directly import into the system. But in case if you are not in a position to exactly provide the data in the in our required data format, then in that case what we expect is कि at least जो फाइल जो डेटा आप हमको प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं उसमें सारे इंपॉर्टेंट एंड द मैंडेटरी फील्ड्स जो है वो डेटा अवेलेबल होना चाहिए, राइट? इफ that way also you provide the file, then we have a provision that is a mapper. एक मैपर के थ्रू हम लोग एक बार वंस ऑफ ऑल हम लोग जो है वो आपका फाइल का फॉर्मेट एंड आवर रिक्वायर्ड लाइक फॉर्मेट, इन दोनों को मैप करके एक बार अगर हमने कॉन्फ़िगर कर दिया, तो इन दैट way we can regularly import the data from CBS. I mean not directly from the CBS, because direct CBS में जो है वो फॉर फेचिंग द डेटा जो इंटीग्रेशन है वो नॉर्मली नो वन इज अलाउड फॉर द सिक्योरिटी पर्पस. दैट्स व्हाई सीबीएस से मिलने वाला जो डेटा है, इनकम डेटा है, दैट डेटा वी कैन वेरी इजीली अकोमोडेट इन आवर सिस्टम, right? So once we receive the income data from CBS into the SoftGST system, so majority of the part or the major part of the GSTR1 data will be get accommodated in my GST system. Now apart from this, CBS से इनकम का डेटा के अलावा सेकेंड पार्ट ऑफ द डेटा विच इज रिक्वायर्ड फॉर GSTR1 इज द एक्वायर्ड ट्रांजेक्शन. बिकॉज जो बैंक्स के अपने खुद के एटीएम नेटवर्क्स होंगे, the banks who are having the ATM networks, definitely there on regular basis they have acquired transaction also need to be report on the GSTR1. So for that we have a provision simple to import the NPCI acquire file into the system. As it is, जो NPCI से acquire file आपको receive हो रही है, download हो रही है, by selecting its channel type, right? Maybe IMPS का हो सकता है, UPI का हो सकता है, NACH का हो सकता है, right? So just by selecting the channel and the tax period, you just simply import that acquired file into the system. So data import from CBS and data file import for the acquired file from which we receive from the NPCI, ये दोनों फाइल हमारे सिस्टम में इंपोर्ट होने के बाद में our GSTR1 will be get easily prepared into the system. Now GSTR1 को जो computation है, like my bit segregation of all B2B transaction, B2CS transaction, then my credit notes, अगर credit note का data भी import होता है तो then credit notes, then your HSN SSC summary and the document issue. तो ये सारा का सारा computation, validation, segregation जो है, that part will be managed by the SoftGST internally, and once it is get validated and verified, then the entire data and your GSTR1 summary you will get prepared by the system over here. यहाँ पे आपको वो पूरा का पूरा जो है, जो जितना भी हमने आउटवर्ड ट्रांजैक्शन, दैट इज अवर सेल्स ट्रांजैक्शन और इनकम रिलेटेड ट्रांजैक्शन है, दैट एज एंड व्हेन वी सप्लाइड टू द सॉफ्ट जीएसटी, वी आर आई मीन internally get verified and prepared here the complete summary also, right? तो यहाँ पे आपको पूरा का पूरा जो है वो summary जो है that you will get generated in this format, की जहाँ पे आपका bifurcation B2B, B2CS, credit note, HSN SS summary and the document issued in this format, system will do take care of this thing. Now one more possibility in case of income is about the miscellaneous some incomes. Some miscellaneous income which is very important, for example like Sometimes we may sell the scrap, sometimes we may sell the assets also, sometimes we may even sell the tender application form fee. So ये कोई regular, these subjective heads incomes are not regular in terms, but as and when जब भी होते हैं तो ये amount wise is also a big amount. And secondly, the counterparty with whom we are dealing for this type of transaction, normally or usually they are the regular registered taxpayers. So they definitely required the tax invoice for such transactions, right? So to book such transaction, we have here even the manual self invoice provision also. So ये sales invoice provision के through, by having this sales invoice provision, you can very easily and very flexibly generate any such kind of miscellaneous head income, so that you will get here the print option also, so that the very properly you will get the invoice printing also from the system. Secondly, your income which you are booking here is again get registered into your GSTR1 compliance also. ये वाला रिकॉर्ड इनकम का जो है आपके GSTR1 के लिए भी चला जाएगा, आपको इनवॉइस भी प्रिंट करके मिल जाएगा, राइट? सो इट सर्व योर मल्टीपल problems also. तो यहाँ से miscellaneous income also, if it is required, you can generate the invoice and you can book the miscellaneous income also from here. So this I'm typically talking about the miscellaneous income part only, not the regular part. Regular is our day to day activity जो कि branch level पे हो रही है, जिसके लिए CBS में we already have the provision. So since already in CBS we have a provision जहां पे हम रेगुलर बेसिस पे इनकम वाउचर बुक कर रहे हैं, तो उसका हम डायरेक्टली सिस्टम में GSTR1 में एज इट इज डेटा इंपोर्ट मंथ एंड बेसिस पे ले ही रहे हैं. बट देन दिस miscellaneous income which is not regular and which is not maybe frequently also daily basis पे नहीं होने वाले transaction है, but as and when you have such miscellaneous income need to be booked and generate the invoice, thus we have the additional provision, optional provision to generate the such type of invoice also from the system. You can take a printout also and this will be reported in your GSTR1 also. So whenever you are like generating the sales invoice from here, or even big credit notes also, provision is also there कि अगर आप चाहो तो credit note भी यहाँ से generate कर सकते हो. And since in a banking, maker checker policy is very important, so whatever invoice that we generated, we have the verification option of also available here. So after the verification only, this will be booked in your GSTR1 also. Secondly, कहीं कहीं पे एडवांस नॉर्मली इट इज हैपन वेरी रेयर, बट अगर कभी आप एडवांस भी लेते हो, इन केस इन सम केस इफ यू सपोज रिसीव द एडवांस also for maybe for the asset sale or maybe for the scrap sale also, so for that also we have the provision, because that is also necessarily need to be addressed on your GSTR1, right? So all the possibilities जो कि as and when अगर आती है, so for that we have the provision. And for the regular transaction we already, regular transaction के लिए तो provision है ही है, but for for uncertain kind of transaction also related to the outward or related to your income, उसके लिए भी system में we have all the provisions, right? So here all the type of when outward related data is been booked into the system, then here from here you will easily get your GSTR1 summary which has been system generated completely, right? For example, let me take one backdated so that I can show you. Yeah, for example here जैसे मैंने एक tax period लिया है, that is August 2024. So here we have B2B records, here we have B2CS records. So B2B total like IGST, SGST, CGST, taxable value इनका पूरा summary है. If you click here, you will get the total 142 records, 140 records जो B2B में आ रहे हैं. उस invoice wise you will get here the details also. And for the B2CS, normally we are consolidate after get generate all the B2CS transaction. and further we consolidated in a one summary record for to upload on the GSTN server. So यहाँ पे आपको पूरा B2CS का summary मिलेगा, and according to that HSN and SSC summary and document issued also we can proceed in a similar way. So GSTR 1 is get generated, you can cross verify with your ledgers also. For example, like typically हम लोग banking में we are cross tally the figures which has been like get generated here in the summary with our GL GST payable के हमारे जो भी GL है उनके साथ में हम इसको क्रॉस टैली करके, and once it is get verified कि yes it is okay, then we come into the GST return module which is connected with the GSTN server, and from here you can very easily upload the data on a GSTN server directly by selecting the tax period month from here and give order the generate payload option, and once the payload is get generated then you can even see the payload also. ये जो payload मेरा generate हुआ है JSON format में, that you can even view also from here, and once you click on this save GSTN, your GSTR1 related data will be uploading on the GSTN side along with your credentials. So जो credential हमारे GST के credentials है के साथ ही हम डायरेक्टली कनेक्ट हो रहे हैं यहीं से GSTN सर्वर को. वी आर डायरेक्टली कनेक्टिंग फ्रॉम हियर to the GSTN server and directly uploading the entire data with a GSTN server. So usually there is a 3-step activity for GSTR1 return filing. GSTR1 return filing में 3 major steps है. पहला है data upload. After the data is completely get uploaded with a GSTN server, the next step is submission, that is the acknowledgement, and after submission, the single click submission, then come to the return filing. So return filing में आके then select the return which you want to file. For example, अभी जिस यूजर से मैं लॉगिन हुआ है that user don't have the rights to file the GSTR1, so that instead of GSTR1, just for a demo purpose I am selecting the GSTR3B. The process is same which is for GSTR1 also common. Again यहाँ पे आपको सिर्फ tax period month select करना है. You need to get generate the payload of your summary for the GSTR1, और जैसी summary आपका generate हो जाएगा then since आप return file कर रहे हो, so you have to sign the return also. Your GSTR1 आपको sign करके return file करना है. So for that digital signature is required. So either the e-signer or dongle, whichever you are using, that we can configure. जो भी option आप digital signing के लिए use करेंगे वो हम configure कर देंगे. So you have to just fetch your signature, and once the signature is get fetched, then click on the file return. Your return will be get filed. So data upload, submission, and finally the return filing will take care and complete your GSTR1 return filing. So as far as the GSTR1 is concerned, or as far as this outward related portion is concerned, major part is major is the data import activity, because the data either we are receiving from CBS or maybe from NPCI, right? So majority of the data we need to simply import into the system. For miscellaneous income, as I already shown you, that मैनुअल डेटा एंट्री प्रोविजन है. अगर आप चाहे तो यहाँ से मैनुअल इनवॉइस जनरेट करके मैन्युअली आपके मिसलिनियस इनकम बुक भी कर सकते हैं, ट्रांजैक्शन जनरेट भी कर सकते हैं. अदरवाइज इफ यू प्रोवाइड इवन द डेटा फ्रॉम CBS अबाउट द रेगुलर इनकम, अगर आप उसी के साथ में मिसलिनियस का भी डेटा प्रोवाइड करते हैं, सो in a same stroke we can import the entire data also into this system. So GSTR1 related मुझे जितना भी आउटवर्ड का डेटा था वो सारा का सारा इंपोर्ट करना है. System will do the internal verification and validations, and once it is get done we come into the GST return, जहां से हम डेटा अपलोड करके और अपना रिटर्न फाइल जो है वो पूरी प्रोसेस जो है वो कंप्लीट कर सकते हैं, राइट? सो दिस इज अबाउट द GSTR1. Now for the next part, that is GSTR 3B, and 3B के लिए मुझे expenses is the very important part, जहां पे कि मुझे expense entry सारी लगने वाली है. Now expense के लिए we have the provision in our system that you can book all type of expenses in our system. But अगर कोई बैंक already maybe like inventory management या vendor management or maybe like पर procurement और purchase management इस type का कोई solution अगर use कर रहे होंगे already, if they have a any provision where they can book all their purchase invoices in their system, then again like to the outward जैसा मैंने sales में बताया, we have the provision to import the expense data also. आप अगर मुझे expense के सारा record, आपका all purchase record if you provide me in my either in my exact format, और जैसा मैंने sales में भी आपको बताया कि we have a mapper system. अगर आप मुझे like as it is format में नहीं भी दे सकते हैं तो we have the provision where we can have like directly purchase का जो expense का जो है वो हम as it is system में import भी कर सकते हैं. तो इसके लिए we have the mapper system. In mapper system, this is a one time activity. एक बार अगर हमने पूरा map कर दिया, all the records, all the fields available in your purchase file will be get mapped with our fields. एक बार ये mapping हो गया तो then very easily we can import the data here, right? तो यहाँ पे बहुत ही easily we can do the import activity, right? और जो भी data import होगा, that data you can always check after get import into the system. System में import होने के बाद में आप यहाँ से जितना data import हुआ है, that entire data you can even check or even you can verify also. So once the purchase data is get imported, the very next very important activity is the reconciliation. This is a very tedious job which is very this is a very crucial part. Depend करता है आपका number of purchase records, purchase volume कितना है, right? So here we have the reconciliation of your GSTR to be with all your purchase record, or we have the trio reconciliation also where to be your IMS and your purchase. All these three records will be get reconcile, right? So IMS is nothing but the invoice management system. जैसा कि मैंने
हेलो
हेलो
हाँ, ये GSTR 2 में जो NPCI का डेटा कैसे अपलोड करते हैं वो भी बताइए.
यस जैसा मैंने आपको सेल्स में बताया था वैसा ही परचेस में वी हैव द ऑप्शन, द यू हैव टू सिंपली इंपोर्ट ऑल द एनपीसीआई फाइल आल्सो. इस केस में इश्यूअर आएगा आपका. For expenses we need to get the issuer file. So all the different channels का जैसा issuer file आपको आता है month wise, आपको simply import कर लेना है. So your purchase and your NPCI का issuer में से जितना transaction है, all this file, all this record once get uploaded into the system, then based on that we can perform the reconciliation, and after reconciliation then my ITC computation as per the 50% जो हमारा कंसेप्ट है उस पे आईटीसी कंप्यूटेशन परफॉर्म होगा, और आईटीसी कंप्यूटेशन होते बराबर वी विल गेट द सिस्टम जनरेटेड माय जीएसटीआर 3बी फाइल, राइट? तो जैसे परचेस के केस में हम
सर many time GSTR data from NPCI would differ at actual billing of by bank, other bank. When this happen, what is process in your system to rectify this?
Yeah, I'm not getting your query.
Yes, many time NPCI file is generated on 30th every month, 31st first every month.
Right.
But actual invoice generated by the bank.
By the counter bank.
Yeah, later than the 31st of.
Exactly.
And many times there was a differ in NPCI file and actual invoice in some passes, 2 paisa, 3 paisa. So when this happen,
right,
can we modify this data? Yeah, any option in your system to rectify this?
सी एक्चुअली ये जो जैसे भी आपने कहा, इन सम केसेस लाइक द राउंड ऑफ डिफरेंस या जस्ट फ्यू पैसा डिफरेंस आर देयर. This is not exactly only happened with NPCI, but this may be possible to happen with even your vendors bills also. In fact, there are other complications also which may be identified on the record from the vendors. For example, जो डेट में कभी कभी होगा, कभी समटाइम इनवॉइस नंबर्स में होता है. सो देर आर अ मल्टी कॉम्बिनेशन पॉसिबल जहां पे कि हमको लाइक माइनर मिसमैचेस जो है वो मिलते हैं. सो इन सच केसेस, सी सबसे पहले एनपीसीआई का आपका क्वेरी को एड्रेस करते हैं. सो वी हैव लाइक आई मीन प्रोविजन कि आप या तो एनपीसीआई का एज इट इज फाइल ले रहे हैं या फिर यू आर बुकिंग द invoices from the bank, right? So that we have to like I mean कोई एक चीज हमको फॉर्मली फाइनलाइज करना पड़ेगा, राइट? सो इधर इफ वी आर लाइक डायरेक्टली गेटिंग द रिकॉर्ड फ्रॉम एनपीसीआई इश्योर फाइल, तो फिर उसका इंटरनली you know GSTN number wise, because in that record also we are getting the I mean GSTN numbers also. So उसका ग्रुपिंग ग्रुप करना, दैट इज द इंटरनल पार्ट ऑफ द सिस्टम, सो दैट इट विल बी प्रॉपरली गेट मैच एंड मैनेज, राइट? सो इधर एनपीसीआई फाइल और द काउंटर इनवॉइस जो भी हम एक ले रहे हैं, दैट यू हैव टू डिसाइड कि हम या तो एनपीसीआई फाइल लेंगे या तो फिर इनवॉइसेस फ्रॉम द काउंटर बैंक लेंगे. जो भी हम लेते हैं उसमें भी अगर माइनर डिफरेंसेस है, उसके लिए रिकंसिलेशन विल हेल्प यू, बिकॉज रिकंसिलेशन इज मेनली फॉर दैट when there is a minor differences to be there. So हमारे पास में आया हुआ बिल में और लाइक अपलोडेड बिल में माइनर राउंड ऑफ का डिफरेंस है, डेट का डिफरेंस है, माइनर नंबर का डिफरेंस है, बट रेस्ट ऑफ द थिंग्स आर गेट मैच. दैट इज द मेन आई मीन एक्टिविटी ऑफ द रिकंसिलेशन जो रिकॉन टूल आपके लिए करेगा. आपको मैचेस जो है, पॉसिबल मैचेस जो है वो खुद होके आइडेंटिफाई करके देगा. यू हैव टू जस्ट एग्रीड कि यस दीज आर द राइट रिकॉर्ड्स. तो वो आपके लिए रिकंसिलेशन विल हेल्प यू इन दैट वे. दैट्स व्हाई वी नो, क्योंकि इतना समय कम होता है कि जहां पे हमको बहुत नंबर ऑफ रिकॉर्ड्स के ऊपर में डिसीजन लेना होता है. सो इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल टू यू नो correct it and then re-enter it, or do the corrections and then perform the reconciliation or the compliance activity. तो इतना कम समय में हमको ये सारी चीज मैनेज करने के लिए the reconciliation will helps you this way, right? And secondly, at least आपका अगर सिर्फ एनपीसीआई वाला काउंटर बैंक को छोड़ दिया जाए, तो the records from the vendor, because in my purchase side, apart from the issuer, I have to deal with the larger volume of my purchase records from the different suppliers and the vendors for different services or maybe for the different goods also, right? वो भी हमको हैंडल करना है, और उसको इजी करने के लिए गवर्नमेंट ने ये इनवॉइस मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम जो है ये आपके लिए अब इंट्रोड्यूस कर दिया. बिकॉज टू बी हमको कब मिलता है? नेक्स्ट मंथ के आफ्टर 11th ओनली इट इज पॉसिबल टू गेट डाउनलोड अवर टू बी, राइट? तो इसके लिए हमको पूरा मंथ खत्म होने के बाद में नेक्स्ट 11 days ऑल्सो वी हैव टू वेट, एंड देन ओनली वी आर गेटिंग द टू बी, जो कि इनवॉइस मैनेजमेंट से अब जो है ये जो पीरियड है, दिस गैप इज रिड्यूस. नाउ यू विल चेक योर purchase record on this IMS portal maybe in next 48 hours, maximum 48 hours, because due to this e-invoicing principle and the concept, every invoices as and when they are get generated from the origin site, it will be get immediately reported because of the IRN number to the government portal immediately. That's why आपको IMS पे you will get the record immediately available, right? So at least as far as the inward is concerned, you can immediately get download your IMS record over here. Let me check for any mark. Okay. Oh, sorry. बिकॉज यहाँ पे बहुत ही शॉर्ट पीरियड के लिए रिकॉर्ड अवेलेबल रहते. फॉर एग्जाम्पल जैसे अभी हम लोगों ने डमी रिकॉर्ड्स यहाँ पे पुटअप किए हैं. सो हियर ऑन IMS यू विल गेट ऑल द रिकॉर्ड्स बाय डिफॉल्ट, ऑल द रिकॉर्ड्स विच इज बीन अवेलेबल, और ये कंटिन्यूअसली, जैसे आज आप IMS का पोर्टल देख रहे हो तो आज तक के जितने इनवॉइसेस होंगे फॉर द करंट मंथ, ये भी डेमो है, बट एक्चुअल IMS that time, since today is 9th July, so you will here get only the July month record only, right? So but since it's a dummy, that's why we created a dummy environment, but otherwise actual IMS you will get only the current month records. And आज 9th when you are come into the IMS dashboard over here, तो आज 9th तक के जितने रिकॉर्ड्स होंगे वही आपको दिखेंगे. when लाइक कल जब करेंगे तो ये नंबर्स चेंज हो जाएगा. देन नेक्स्ट वीक जब आप फिर से IMS इस पे आएंगे जुलाई के, लाइक 15 जुलाई को आएंगे, तो और रिकॉर्ड्स में द नंबर्स विल बी चेंज, बिकॉज मोमेंट एज एंड व्हेन योर सप्लायर like creating his sales invoice and through e-invoice facility, the record will be immediately get populated on the IMS portal, and by there you will get the record over here. So here the by default all record will be coming into the no action category, and then from here you can take the action whether to accept it, right? Or so by selecting the record, then you can take the action also whether to accept that record, right? और still keep pending और rejected. तो इसमें क्या होगा कि जो काम हम what the activity which we may perform after 11th, even after reconciliation, in fact, right, that tedious job जहां पे कि बल्क में हमको बहुत से रिकॉर्ड्स, हमारे परचेस रिकॉर्ड्स पे एक्शन लेना है, by selecting here on a regular basis you can ease your reconciliation job इन अ नेक्स्ट मंथ, राइट? तो नेक्स्ट मंथ में जब हमको रिकंसिलेशन करना है तो हमारा वो एक्टिविटी जो है वो थोड़ा सा इजी हो जाएगा. सो हियर वी हैव द ऑप्शन ईदर टू एक्सेप्ट इट, रिजेक्ट इट और कीप पेंडिंग, राइट? कीप पेंडिंग और नो एक्शन अगर आप लेते हो या एक्सेप्टेड लेते हो, ऑल दिस विल बी रिफ्लेक्टेड ऑन योर टू बी. बट इफ यू रिजेक्ट द रिकॉर्ड, देन दिस रिकॉर्ड विल बी डिफॉल्ट, यहीं से आपका रिजेक्ट हो जाएगा, सो दैट दिस रिकॉर्ड विल नॉट कम इनटू द टीबी इन अ टू बी. और इन दैट वे आपको रिकंसिलेशन करते समय वो रिकॉर्ड्स, ऐसे रिकॉर्ड जितने रिकॉर्ड आप रिजेक्टेड करोगे वो रिकॉर्ड्स आपको वहां पे आपको वापस से रिकंसाइल करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी, राइट? सो हियर टिल द टू बी डाउनलोड यू कैन परफॉर्म और टेक योर एक्शन एनी टाइम. कभी भी आप यहाँ पे एक्शन ले सकते हो. हम इसमें दो प्रोविजन किए हम लोगों ने. इवन ऑल द रिकॉर्ड्स इन वन स्ट्रोक ऑल्सो यू कैन टेक अ एक्शन. यहां से आप कॉमन एक्शन भी ले सकते हो फॉर ऑल द रिकॉर्ड. अदरवाइज वन बाय वन ऑल्सो यू कैन डू टेक योर द राइट एक्शन फ्रॉम हियर. एंड इनिशियली इफ यू आर नॉट वेरी कॉन्फिडेंट, आप सिर्फ इसको सेव करके रखिए, राइट? दैट इज अ वन ऑप्शन. और द सेकेंड ऑप्शन, इफ यू आर वेरी कॉन्फिडेंट, देन you can save that record here, portal, as well as on the GST side also. That means आप GST के जो IMS पोर्टल है वहां पर भी अपने कंफर्मेशन जो है वो आप दे रहे हो, so that accepted, rejected and pending for the current month, ये आपको थ्रू आउट द मंथ सिस्टम विल डिस्प्ले ओवर हियर. यहाँ पे थ्रू आउट द मंथ आपको डिस्प्ले होता रहेगा कि टोटल IMS के रिकॉर्ड में से कितने आपने एक्सेप्ट कर लिए हैं, कितने आपने जिनके ऊपर में अभी तक नो एक्शन का ही फ्लैग रखा हुआ है, द नंबर ऑफ रिकॉर्ड्स व्हिच आर रिजेक्टेड बाय यू एंड नंबर ऑफ रिकॉर्ड्स व्हिच इज अंडर कीप पेंडिंग status, right? So that way you can bifurcate here on a IMS portal. और ये IMS के ये डिसीजन के बाद में then we come into the reconciliation, and there you will get the common reconciliation between your GSTR 2B, your IMS and your purchase, right? So that way also you can perform the reconciliation. Otherwise जैसा normal था हमारा 2B and purchase reconciliation, वो as usual. अगर हम IMS में कोई action नहीं लेते हैं, that means as it is the file which we are downloading on the next month 11th, right, to perform the reconciliation as a 2B file, वो as it is फाइल आप यहाँ पे 2B जो है वो यहाँ पे सिंपली डाउनलोड कर सकते हैं, राइट. बट बिफोर गोइंग टू द रिकंसिलेशन हमने एक चीज डिस्कस की अबाउट द परचेज, दैट इज द इंपोर्ट एक्टिविटी. आप इंपोर्ट तो कर सकते हो इफ यू आर यूजिंग एनी परचेज सिस्टम एट योर एंड, बट देन व्हाट अबाउट इफ यू डोंट हैव एनी system at your end to enter properly all your purchase or all your expense record in a system. तो हमारे पास में then in that case we have a manual, I mean we provide you the very specific purchase module also into this SoftGST application. So SoftGST application avail you the very simple and very specific purchase module also, which takes care all your expense booking into the system properly. Even it will follow all the GST and rule also. For example, like ITC eligible, uneligible, then RCM. Most important is the RCM. Jo the services which are comes under the RCM will be treat system automatically, and even we have a separate provision. हमारे पास में separate provision भी है. By using that, even self RCM invoices also get generated and it is properly get reported on the respective section of your 3B also. तो ये सारी चीजें आपको मेरे purchase module में, all these features you will get in my purchase module also. So either you can import the purchase data in the SoftGST, or अगर आपके पास में purchase entry का कोई भी system नहीं है, then you can make entry all of your expenses in SoftGST one by one. फिर वो लाइक वो फिर आपका रजिस्टर्ड सप्लायर से हुआ एक्सपेंस हो, अनरजिस्टर्ड के थ्रू हुआ एक्सपेंस हो, कंपोजिट डीलर के थ्रू हुआ एक्सपेंस हो, और एसईजेड और ओवरसीज सप्लाई फ्रॉम एनी कैटेगरी ऑफ द सप्लायर, there is only single screen, and whether it's a goods or whether it's a services. So any type of expenses against the services or expenses against the goods, everything you can keep maintained through this single UI of the purchase. And to make it your data entry or your expense data entry easy, we have a complete master section. यहाँ पे पूरा master section दिया है, so that supplier registration, item categorization, everything you can create over here into the system, right? So the organization structure is very important, jahan pe ki number of branches you can define over here, right? But for purchase invoice entry, we required first one is the supplier and second is the items and services. So whenever you registering a supplier, here we have a supplier registration. In the supplier registration, we have like in a supplier registration, we have the option like one supplier may have a multiple locational or multi-state presence. तो जितने भी उसके business addresses होंगे, multiple addresses also you can store, so that जहां से भी supply होता है, you can keep select the supplier address also after selecting the supplier code also, in case if the supplier is having a multiple business address, maybe within state or maybe multiple state also, so that state wise also we have a like provision to maintain the GSTN number. And secondly, the GSTN number, when you are registering your supplier, the same moment we can validate the PAN number, his GSTN number, right? Every information, every such unique information we are validating and verify also, right? तो यहीं से आप उसका verification भी कर सकते हैं GSTN number का when you are registering the supplier. Similarly, we have the customer master also, so that miscellaneous income will be get easily booked. So supplier master, customer master, and most important is your goods and service master. So all type of goods, I mean all goods you can book here into the system. I mean configure into the master. और जब भी आप whenever you come in this item or service master, separately system give you, allow you to define the all goods as well as separately the all services. And whenever we configure the goods or the services, system give you the complete HSN and SSC code dictionary also inbuilt into the system, so that with the help of description also you can try to truss out the the appropriate HSN or the SSC कोड. और जैसे ही आप HSN और SSC कोड आप अलोकेट करेंगे, मैप करेंगे न्यू आइटम या न्यू सर्विसेज को, ऑटोमेटिकली द एप्लीकेबल GST rate will be get mapped. Then whether the item is comes under the eligible ITC category or uneligible ITC category, that you can keep maintain over here. Then the unit of measurement, these unit of measurements are the standard unit of measurement which is been applicable to, as per the GSTN requirement. तो GSTN का जो standard unit of measurement है, that we are following here. Then whether the item is nil rated exempt category, agar specifically any service or any goods which comes any either nil rated, either exempt or reverse charge or not GST, that is a bill of supply category. तो जिस भी category में आता होगा, that you can select additionally, so that in case if you mark that service or that item as a reverse charge, so automatically the system will take care the RCM and self RCM invoice generation also. So goods and services system allow you to create here, and according to that you can all once you configure all the items and goods and suppliers, then it is very easy to do the data entry of purchase invoice entry. Now in purchase invoice entry, we have one more provision for the bankers specifically, that is a ITTDS. Because as I said, banking it's a typical practices that as and when they are actually releasing the payment to the vendor, then only at that moment they are booking their expenses. हम normally banking में हम लोगों ने typically देखा है कि वो तभी expenses book करते हैं जब vendor का even payment भी usually release करते हैं, और whenever we are releasing a payment we are deducting the applicable TDS also, ITTDS also. तो हमने क्या किया है कि purchase invoice entry, so it will give you the single screen will give you the provision to enter your purchase bill, as well as you can deduct the IT TDS also. So your 26Q is also get generated from the same system. You will get the properly monthly or TDS report also. TDS is get calculated also by the system, and we have all the configuration related to the TDS also. तो आप जब यहाँ पे master section में जाएंगे, there we have a IT TDS section. There you can define all the sections also, and specifically for the supplier related TDS configuration, that also, for example, like 15G and H, right? These configurations also you can do it on a master section, so that your expense entry, your purchase invoice entry, which give you option to deduct and book the IT TDS also, will be one stroke, one stretch managed by the system very quickly and very easily, right? तो यहाँ पे हम expense जब भी book करेंगे, right, तो system will take care, I mean all this activity. हमको expense book करते समय just one by one item, its quantity and the rate, वन बाय वन बस ये एंट्री करते हुए हमारा इनवॉइस एंट्री कंप्लीट करना है, एंड देन एप्लीकेबल टीडीएस अगर रहेगा तो दैट विल बी, जैसे टीडीएस एप्लीकेबल और नॉट एप्लीकेबल आप सिलेक्ट करते हो, तो अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट सिस्टम विल फर्दर टेक केयर, राइट? तो योर टीडीएस इज ऑल्सो गेट booked. So purchase invoice option, entry option is also we have, और import option भी है. तो दोनों में से जो आपको whichever is suitable for you, you can select it. In case of expenses, in case of purchase, अगर आपने एडवांस दिया हुआ है तो you can take the advance amount entry also into the system. Then we have a purchase return option, we can say like purchase credit note, so uska bhi entry option we have. And since it's a checker maker, so for credit note, purchase credit note verification option is also there, and purchase invoice verification option is also there, as well as your advance purchase verification option is also there. So all this will be taken care. And in case if the bank is having multi-state presence, so there is a possibility that sometime even asset maybe get transfer from one branch to another branch within state, or one branch to another state, another branch interstate also. So interstate, intrastate transfer like transaction is also there. अगर हमारी कुछ value book हो रही है, expense book हो रहा है, so that also we can book over here. So we have both the option, complete purchase, I mean expense, all scenario expenses जिसपे कि मेरा ITC dependent है, वो सारा का सारा data entry का भी provision we are allowing here in the system. Otherwise you can made available the data as it is. अगर या तो आप मुझे कहीं और अगर आप मेंटेन कर रहे होंगे अपने एंड पे, तो you can, as you provide me the purchase or the expense data, I can do perform the reconciliation based on the data provided by you, right? And then based on that only we can generate the 3B, or we given you the data entry option also, so that by using this data entry option you can also book all your expense entry in my system, so that I can very sure, since in all the data entry mode in a expense side we have completely taken care of the all GST related rules and regulations. So definitely it will, I mean, handle more precisely your all expense transaction. तो एक बार आपके सारे परचेस का एंट्री अगर सिस्टम में आ गया है, या तो डेटा एंट्री या तो इंपोर्ट, विच एवर द ऑप्शन इज, एनपीसीआई का भी सारा रिकॉर्ड आ गया, परचेस क्रेडिट नोट्स का भी सारा एंट्री आ गया, द नेक्स्ट इज द रिकंसिलेशन, जिसके बारे में हम लोग बात कर रहे थे. दिस रिकंसिलेशन इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एंड वेरी क्रूशियल दैट वी हैव प्रोवाइडेड हियर. Once you select the reconciliation month, initially you will get here how many total records are in your purchase for the month of August, and how many total number of records you have in your to be जो आपने डाउनलोड की है. डाउनलोड ऑप्शन डायरेक्टली यहां दिया है, आप यहीं से क्लिक करेंगे, आपका जीएसटीआर टू बी डायरेक्ट जीएसटीएन सर्वर पे जाने की जरूरत नहीं है. नो नीड टू गो ऑन द लॉग इन ऑन टू द गवर्नमेंट पोर्टल and down like to download the GSTR to be. You can directly click the GSTR to be directly from here. We have the option. तो 2B में कितने रिकॉर्ड्स हैं, what is its taxable value and tax amount and what is the total purchase number of counts we have in our purchase register, right? और उसमें से कितने ऑलरेडी रिकंसिलेशन हमने, हो सकता है रिकंसिलेशन टूल पहले भी रन किया होगा, तो रिकंसिलेशन हुए हुए कितने रिकॉर्ड्स है. वेरिएशन यहाँ द, अभी आपका एक जो क्वेरी था कि पॉइंट कभी कभी राउंड ऑफ में मैच नहीं करता है, तो इवन वी कैन हियर द ऑप्शन, आप लाइक अप टू 1 रुपीज और अप टू 2 रुपीज और 5 रुपीज तक का वेरिएशन अलाउड करते हैं रिकंसिलेशन में. वो अमाउंट अगर आप यहाँ डाल देते हो एंड व्हेन यू देन से द रिकंसिलेशन, right, your reconciliation will take care even this variation also. मतलब ये variation के साथ भी system reconcile करेगा. But if you not like put up any value on the variation, then exact match जिसको हम करेंगे in terms of amount will be taken care by the system. Now once the reconciliation is done, here we have the separation of the record, because my total record has not reconciled. मेरे पूरे record reconcile नहीं हुए, जितने record मेरे reconcile हुए हैं वो exact match में मेरे जितने records आ रहे हैं, those record has been highlighted here in the exact match category. If I click over here, I can able to even see all such records also over here. ओके इनके ऊपर में एक्शंस भी हो चुकी है, इसलिए अभी यहाँ पे वो रिकॉर्ड्स नहीं आ रहे. तो टोटल मैच इज दिस. नाउ द मिसमैच रिकॉर्ड, अब मिसमैच में भी वी हैव कैटेगराइज the single column mismatch. So here in single column mismatch also, like कौन से column में mismatch है. So out of this 25 single column mismatch, there is one record where invoice number is not match. There is 4 record where invoice date is not a match, right? There is 2 record where taxable value is not going to match. There is total 8 record where place of supply is not match. So these are the different, yeah, these are the different fields where there is a single column mismatch record found in between the purchase and the to be. We need to just click here. हम जैसे यहाँ पे click करते हैं, so we can have all those record available over here. Let me just check. Just give me 1 minute. Yeah. So actually, action was already done. That's why the record is not been shown. Now let me do the recon again. Uh, I'm audible.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah. So as I refresh it now here again, the one record under the invoice number mismatch, four record under the invoice date mismatch. If I click over here, so these four records will be displayed, identified by system where only there is a mismatch in the invoice date only. So in my purchase to be, like the date was 1 8 2024, whereas in my purchase record the date was 09 08 2024. So such four records where the single column, that is the date, is been mismatched, so those are separately identified. Rest of the things like party GSTN number, invoice number, taxable value, place of supply, GST amount, GST head, everything is matched except the invoice date. Whereas in the first one, invoice number is not matching, rest of the thing like party GST number, invoice date, taxable value is been matched. Then this fifth one where the place of supply is mismatched, such 8 records. So here we have those 8 records where the place of supply has been mismatched. So these are the state code uh, where the place of supply is not been matched. Then we have the GST amount mismatch. So these 25 records where the single column mismatch has been segregated, you have to just accept it. System is giving you the probable, it's a proper match. If you are okay with all the records, you can one by one take the action also, either to accept it, reject it, or keep pending, or one stroke also we can select all records and take the action also, right? So single stroke also we can take the actions, or otherwise one by one also we can take this action on each and every record. So the records which is from here settle will automatically shifted from here to the exact match. If suppose if I taken say against these four records, that means all these four records are acceptable to me, then automatically my this four count will be added here in the exact match, and here it will be reduced by four numbers. So in the refresh it will be showing me the 21 single column mismatch. Now in a single column mismatch also we have one more complex combination also given, that is a one to many. Now this is also very rarely happen, that you have a one record in your purchase but it's child record, or we can say like multiple records on the to be, or exactly vice versa. Sometimes you have a multiple records on to be and single record, or sorry, multiple records at your PR, at your purchase, and single record at to be. So such combinations also we try to identify. For example, like here, where in a PR we have a single record, but on a to be we have a two records. So how system has matched? So system has matched the GSTN number, invoice amount, sum of the invoice amount, and the place of supply as well as the invoice date. Since this 500 is going to be matched with this 1000, right? And the GSTN numbers are same, as well as the date are same, as well as the place of supply are also same. That's why system has identified those record as the matching records. So one to many or many to one, this option is also available with us. That way also we can identify the records. So in such a complex way we are doing the reconciliation, so that 99% your records will be get clearly match or the reconcile. Now single column mismatch is okay. What about the multi column mismatch? Now in multi-column mismatch, where the two column as well as the three column combination also we have taken to find out the probable or the possible matches. Invoice number, GST head, invoice number, GST amount, invoice number, place of supply, invoice number, taxable value. So such a 31 different combination that we created, which comprise 2 column mismatch as well as the 3 column mismatch also. So this also helps you to clearly identify you the records. So always the mismatch value will be highlighted with the different colors so that easily you can check it and verify it. So one by one, then again you take the action and keep it in the uh, match category. Once you accept it or acknowledge it, yes, these are the acceptable match, so automatically your exact match count will be get increased. The figures in the amount is also automatically get increased. Now those record which is not at all match are the I mean where 100% mismatch, that is there is no match, any single column match has been found. So such records are comes under the 100% mismatch category, which are displayed here separately, right? Then the most important part is the na to be, that is not available on the to be. What about those records whose purchase record is available in your purchase books, but its counter record, that is its to be, is not available, right? So these are very important, and for that we have separately given this bucket. That means your supplier has not filed on his GSTR1 those record, against which he already collected from you the GST value also, right? So such bucket is very important. When you click on this bucket here, vendor GSTN wise, you will get the records. If you click on the vendor GSTN number, you will get the such mismatch, I mean such not available on your PR purchase record. For example, for this GSTN there are total 3 different purchase invoices which is not available on the GSTR 2B, and this is very crucial, very important, because you have already paid the GST amount to the vendor and vendor has not uploaded the GSTR1, so that you are unable to take first of all ITC against this purchase. इन purchases का ITC आप ले नहीं सकते हो, ये सबसे पहली difficulty, since आपको पहले 50% ITC अवेलेबल मिलता है, और उसमें से भी अगर ऐसा अगर रिकॉर्ड अगर कभी आता है that your vendor has not uploaded and that is not been settled in next 6 months, so you will lose that remaining 50% also. That means 100% expenses में ही आपका जो है टोटल जीएसटी अमाउंट जो है that will be going into the 100% expenses. इसीलिए this field is, this bucket is very important. और हमने यहाँ पे क्या किया, what we did here, we given here the direct mailing option. If you have a where all vendors email address updated in your supplier master, on a single click the vendor yahin se aapka from the same moment the vendor will receive the mail along with these 3 invoice records that uh, काइंडली डू नीडफुल और प्लीज डू वेरीफाई जो भी आपका स्टैंडर्ड कंटेंट रहेगा along with that standard content, and in attachment this 3 invoice report will be shoot to the vendor's email id directly from here. Just you need to click here, आपको यहाँ पे just click करना है, your mail will be shoot directly from here to your vendor. And one more thing, you can even directly check your vendors rating also, your vendors रिटर्न फाइलिंग बिहेवियर ऑल्सो. आप उस वेंडर का पूरे 12 महीने का 12 मंथ्स हिज रिटर्न फाइलिंग स्टेटस ऑल्सो यू कैन चेक डायरेक्टली फ्रॉम हियर. हमने यहाँ पर हर वेंडर पे, जब भी आप वेंडर पे क्लिक करते हो, एवरी वेंडर एज एंड व्हेन ही सबमिटेड और एज एंड व्हेन ही फाइल्ड, फॉर एग्जांपल शायद ये कंपोजिट कैटेगरी वाला है, दैट्स व्हाई क्वार्टरली उस केस में आपको उसके रिटर्न फाइलिंग का रिकॉर्ड दिख रहा है, राइट? So as you click on the vendor's GSTN number, you can even get his score also, and you can even also get his behavior also, ki whether he has been regularly filing his GSTR 1 and 3B or not. And here on a one click, the vendor will get mail also that this records, these invoices are not available on the to be. Please you ensure whether you have uploaded the recorded on the GSTR1, your GSTR1 or not. ये आप मेलिंग यहीं से डायरेक्टली कर सकते हो. वेंडर को फॉलो अप करने के लिए we have given the direct tool over here, direct mailing option. Then not available on PR. अगर if the purchase record is available on the 2B but it is not available on your purchase, so there is a possibility that आपके purchase department को, आपके accounts department को, whoever who is taking care the purchase record entry, either he not received the purchase bill or maybe he missed the purchase bill to enter into the system by any reason. तो ऐसे the such records also you are getting here, vendor GSTN wise, मतलब supplier GSTN wise, and here we given the option the mailing to internal our purchase department also. तो यहाँ पे single click पे, on a single click your purchase or your account department team also will get the mail along with the invoice details that these invoices are missing in our purchase register. For example, against this vendor we have so many 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 purchase invoices that we have जो हमारे टू बी में आए हैं, लेकिन हमारे परचेस में नहीं है. द टू बी, ऑन टू बी those records are available, so we have to verify really those are our purchases or not. अगर है तो why it is not missed to enter in our purchase record. तो दोनों का ही NA2B, not available in 2B and not available in purchase, ये दोनों ही buckets is very important for internally or externally auto reporting through mail. And even this mail follow-up also you can always check from here. Here you can always check that the mails सभी को shoot, मतलब जो drop हमने किया है, the mails which we dropped, whether all the vendor has received the mails or not, यहाँ से हम log पूरा check कर सकते हैं, right? In case if any mail has been failed, so that is also been registered over here. So failed mail के केस में email ID गलत होगा, we can do correct the email ID and resend it also, as well as जिनको हमको resend करना है हम उनको select करके and we can do the resend activity also, right? So हम follow up में multiple times also we can do the resend activity also. And then claim ITC में जब जाते हैं तो यहाँ पे आपको पूरा का पूरा आपका ITC जो है that will be available for you here, or even you can check it from ITC dashboard over here also. यहाँ पे आके you can check the ITC as per your purchase, ITC as per your 2B and its bifurcation that you will get over here. So यहाँ पे as per 2B कितना है, as per purchase कितना है, and then you will get the detailing bifurcation also in the ITC dashboard also. And if we are coming to the GSTR 3B, right? So here you will get the मतलब जितना the data which has been available with us, based on that means total outward data, total inward data, based on that my 3B will be get generated by the system. So system will prepare the 3B also accordingly. Even we have the provision like before reconciliation what is what is the impact of my 3B, and after the reconciliation what is my 3B. So even that way also we can do verify or do check the 3B also, or do get generate even our 3B also. So you will get here the completely system generated your 3B also. And once it is okay, then again need to come into the same upload data upload, and in the return filing, from the return filing we can perform the return filing option also. So my regular GSTR 1 and 3B will be get uploaded and filed also, and even processed also by the system very quickly. For those who are having the multi-state presence, those who are having a multi-state their branches, then ISD is mandatory, now become the mandatory by the government. So we have the complete ISD flow also. It is very easy, very quick, very simple. Like ISD के केस में क्या होता है, the for example if suppose you have a 3 state presence, so state wise either last year का जो भी turnover है, that turnover once you need to maintain here, like the GSTN number wise. So, because every state you have a separate GSTN number, and as well as for ISD also you have a separate GSTN number. So GSTN wise means state wise whatever आपका जो भी turnover है last year का, that turnover you need to just enter here once, and after get enter the turnover over there, then ISD invoice you have to separately enter here only. So यहाँ पे आप रेगुलर परचेस इनवॉइस का एंट्री छोड़ के जब आईएसडी का इनवॉइस एंट्री होगा, so those invoice entry you can made available here. Now there is a possibility while making the ISD entry, if suppose that invoice is been applicable to circulate or distribute among all the GSTN, I mean among all the states, then it is okay. But if you want that this ISD invoice is only distributed only out of my 3 state, only the specific 2 state or the single state, then that you have to specify specifically ki this invoice record will be only distributed for that specific state. Otherwise, whatever ISD invoice that I am booking here, if I am not selected and specify the state selection, then by default system will consider that this ISD will be distributed among all the all the GSTN number, that means all the state. Similarly, जैसा मैंने we have discussed about the sales import and the purchase import. If you have if you are maintaining somewhere else the ISD record, then we have the provision to import the ISD record also. So import facility is also available, and after that we can perform here the distribution. Nothing to do very much over here. Simply generate ISD, that means distribution of all the ISD will be get done over here, right? For example, as per the I mean the last year's turnover ratio, the current expenses of the ISD will be get distributed among all the GSTN number, and always there is a one GSTN number where there is a CGST and the CGST, SGST, and rest of all the your GSTN state, other state GSTN, you always always have the distribution in the IGST only, right? For example, this is my head office ISD GST registration that is in Maharashtra. That's why that component is distributed in CGST, SGST, rest of the, because ISD invoice I am booking under the head office ISD registration only, right? So automatically that figure will be reflected here and rest of the figure will be distributed under the IGST. And the same way, the way we uploaded the GSTR1 and the file GSTR1, the same way we come here and upload the GSTR6, that is my ISD return, and in the return filing, from the return filing, here we can do the signing and upload my return also. So complete my return filing activity. And last but not least, the annual GST preparation. Before annual GST preparation, we always recommended to follow the reconciliation on month-to-month basis, right? If you properly performing month-to-month your reconciliation, I'm very sure there is hardly need to be do the comparison. Otherwise, we have the comparison reports also available where GSTR1 versus 3B, GSTR1 versus e-invoice. So all these comparisons also you will get over here, mainly the GSTR1 and the 3B comparison, right? So here also we have to trace out or track out such mismatch record, and those will be get settled, then annual reconciliation will be more easy and more smooth. And from here we can auto generate the GSTR 9, 9A, 9C, all their chapters and all their sections also. So section wise also we have the provision to get generate the 9, 9A and 9C, all your annual returns also. So all the returns will be get very easily managed from here. So your regular monthly GSTR 1, 3B, 6, 9 entire will be very properly get managed from here in a system very easily. So this is the complete process flow of our GST computation solution. And the report section, you will get the purchase register, IT TDS report, if you are using my purchase data entry option, that is this one. But if you are importing, then maybe few reports are available. That is nothing but the purchase register. Purchase register, maybe you can generate summary purchase register, detail purchase register, maybe, but rest of the options may be not available in case of import, because it totally depend the value, the mandatory records or the value which has been required to get properly generate such reports. If it has been available in your import data, then only all the reports will be possible to get generate in case of import. But in case of data entry by in my system, then every purchase, every report you can generate from here. So it's a purchase report, purchase register, IT TDS, and other reports also, which is helpful for you to even do perform your counter record check with the CBS ledgers and all other reports also. So this is all about the GST computation and compliance generation flow through SoftGST application. In case if you have any query, any doubt, then please you can proceed.
Okay, Nitin sir. Thank you, Nitin sir, for insightful sessions. We would also like to thank you, participant, for joining us today. If you have any queries regarding our software, you can contact on given numbers on given screen.
Thank you very much for joining the
Thank you,
session.
Nitin sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nitin sir.